What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch the video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you're feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Y'all stay tuned to the end. This is a crazy ending, so y'all stay with me. Let's get right into it. Young love. I'm sure we all can remember being teenagers, probably in them high school years, being in a so-called relationship and feeling like that was the end all, be all, even though you are just a kid. At the time, that puppy love can feel very real, and we think like I know this will be forever. Some kids understand we are young, and if they are dating, they parents tell them from the jump, don't get caught all up in your feelings and do nothing stupid to mess your life up, like bringing a baby home. I'm sure back in the day, everybody knew somebody whose mother and father told them that's not your boyfriend or girlfriend, that's your friend. You need to be focused on school and not a relationship. But of course, as a rebellious teenager who feels like their parents just don't understand, they will always find a way to do what they want to do, even if it's behind their parents' back. Whether it's the late night phone conversations when you're supposed to be asleep, some teens sneak out the house, skip school together, because in their mind, nothing or no one can stop us from being together. As adults, we can all look back and laugh at them times, even probably say I was stupid, running around thinking I will be with this person forever. You might have a few high school sweethearts that are still together and living happily ever after, or some that are co-parenting because they slipped up young and had a child together. But when you are in your feelings and think you know what's best, there's no telling as a teenager how far some will go to secure their feeling they think is love, even go against the ones who really love them for real. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Toledo, Ohio to discuss the case of a teen couple's evil plan to get rid of family that backfired in a crazy way. Back in 2006, 17-year-old Catherine Varner was living life in Ohio. The young lady came from a pretty decent home and lived with her mother and 15-year-old younger brother. Catherine had already had a setback in life by having a child at just 15 years old, who now was 2. But she tried not to let that stop her from her goals and dreams. As life kept moving for the teen, she would meet a young man, at the time 17-year-old Devin Fields, also from Toledo. Devin and Catherine had a lot in common. Also a young parent himself, he had 2 kids, a son and a daughter, and was living with his uncle, but wasn't really feeling the rules and living arrangements. Typical teens, they hung out around the way, went out to eat from time to time, and spent as much time together as they could. But to them, as they grew closer, that time wasn't enough. Catherine often told Devin she had a policy set up for her if something happened to her mother. Her and her brother would get money in the house. She told him her mother worked a lot and that maybe he could start coming over and they could have some alone time in her room. Then she could sneak the young man out before anybody even noticed. That quickly turned to Devin just staying and not going home. How they pulled it off was he would hide in the closet when her mother and brother was home and come out when she was at work and Catherine's brother was at school. As the 2 started feeling like they were in love, Catherine came up with a plan that would get rid of her mother and brother all around the board. Then she could get the house and money and they could live happily ever after. She told Devin he could just take their lives since no one knew he was living at the house. She could just tell the police it was an intruder. On March 8th of that year, the 2 decided they would put their plan into motion. Catherine's little brother Tony made the basement his room and her mother's room upstairs. As it got late into the night, into the next morning of the 9th, Devin took a hunting knife, went down to the basement around 3 a.m. and attacked Tony in his sleep, stabbing the young man multiple times, before then grabbing a hammer, striking him, before then choking him. In the middle of the attack, he received a text message from Catherine asking what you doing? He stated, nothing, taking your brother's life. She texted back, okay, come up when you are done. Thinking Tony was gone, Devin walked back to the room, and the two planned to get rid of her mother in the morning when she got up for work. In the basement though, Tony was still alive. He played like he wasn't to get Devin to stop. Once the coast was clear, he ran to his mother's room. Familiar with Devin, he told his mother his sister's boyfriend attacked him. His mother called local police, who responded to the home to find Catherine in her room and Devin hiding in the closet. He was at first taken in by himself for questioning, but he soon revealed the whole plan. He told police he was staying in the house for about a week when him and his girlfriend came up with a plan to get rid of Tony, then Catherine's mother. He stated they would get her inheritance money and they could live in the house and be happy. He stated they never got around to doing what they were supposed to do to her mother though, and they really didn't have a plan. They only knew to get rid of both of them, then get rid of the bodies. Both teens were then taken into custody, charged with first-degree attempted hit, conspiracy to commit a hit, and other charges. Both Catherine and Devin were charged as adults. Fortunately, Tony was able to survive, and him and Catherine's mother held no resentment towards the young lady. They stated they loved her and wanted her to get some help. As the case made its way to court, the young couple were tried together. For her role, Catherine received 10 years in prison, and Devin 15 years. Both were convicted in 2006. I couldn't find any recent information on Catherine and how she is doing in life since they both was released. But I was able to find info on Devin. After serving his time, he was released in 2021 and reunited with his family. He was working, spending time with his kids, but somewhere in the mix, things went left, and Devin was rearrested in 2023 on multiple charges, including homicide. It's not clear if he was ever convicted on them charges or bailed out, but on April 24th of this year, Devin passed away, and the cause of his death is unknown. But either way, rest in peace to Devin. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. I'm sure he thought back in 2006 what him and Catherine had was real love. But after they did what they did, it wore off and that reality hit. Unfortunately for him, he got caught up in the cycle of prison. And now at a young age, his life has ended. It's crazy because I have been looking at this story for a few weeks now. And when I first looked at it, Devin was alive and well. It caught me by surprise saying he passed away. At first, I thought it was just a mistake or I was reading the article wrong. As teens, most people make mistakes in life because we don't know no better. And unfortunately, some of them mistakes hunt us for the rest of our lives. But I'm going to leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. And do you yourself remember being young and puppy love, thinking it would be forever, and some of the crazy things you did? Let me know your experiences in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Devin. I definitely send my prayers to his family and his kids. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.